Last time on Dice Fall and Everyone Dies. The dwarf opens his eyes. If she weren't so devilish, I'd be in love.
Jesus. Zach, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I got an idea for you. What if you write a letter and we'll deliver it, since you can't seem to put anything properly in the postage without letting go a state secret? It is a 2 action, so 1 action to stand up, 2 actions to prepare that if anyone takes an aggressive action, you will unleash full-on sneak attack damaged strike. If Tafaxi's not defeated essentially this round, there's a good chance the attack on Taffy will continue.
Fun!
Welcome back to a new episode of Dice Fall and Everyone Dies. We are, I believe, on our 70th episode this time.
Wow.
Our last episode was, I believe, episode 69,
Yeah.
where
Nice.
where
No, you gotta stop now.
where a lot of things were wrapping up last episode. So before we jump to that, I want to see how everyone's doing here. Sid, how you doing?
My face hurts.
Oh yeah, that didn't work. Yeah.
But good.
Shay?
I'm caffeinated.
I'm here. We've been talking for like 2 hours. Chop chop.
I know. Jules?
Doing good.
And Zach, how you doing?
Good.
Good?
Good.
Just that.
There was some
Good.
build-up there and then just nothing. But
Well.
good.
Yeah, like tabletop ambiance.
Yeah.
Yeah. People can run in the background of their stuff. I don't know.
What?
I know I discovered today that apparently Zach does a lot more art than I knew beforehand, and that's always fun.
No pressure.
Do more art.
I know,
No, I
maybe
think
one
it
of these
looks really
days
cool, though.
we get Zach to do a commission of all the characters and totally make him do all of the art. That's not what you're supposed to do to artists. It's a mean thing to do
I
to
kind
artists.
of do want to see Taffy as a Simpsons character now.
Tempting
So,
prospect.
I was listening to our recent episode,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not gonna lie, since Jules and I do a lot of shirts,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really actually tempted to make a shirt that says Goddess of Tits and Blood. That'd be great.
We have the ability. I'm not selling it in my shop.
I have the cricket. I have several t-shirts.
We could sell it on
several,
on
as if we
our
don't have so many.
shop for the podcast that doesn't exist.
Well, the plans we use for a website does allow us to be able to expand that out to a full site if necessary. It's not particularly much. We're not in a spot where we're in a space to presently handle inventory and all those kinds of good things at the moment. But we could expand that, and that's for our highly underutilized website of dicefallpodcast.com.
It's on my link tree.
Yeah, exactly. It's there.
It's also, the Patreon's on my link tree too. Hey, subscribe to our Patreon.
Please.
It'll
If you
get
want.
updates soon.
It has
I
a
promise.
really cool separate adventure
That
on
I
it.
never traumatize people with.
They don't know about that yet. I gotta get it through editing.
Any paid professionals that deal with loss, please contact me.
Oh.
Oh.
And what's that Twitter handle for Taffy?
Sweet as Faye.
Yeah, pay attention to your Twitter, sweetie. When we last left off, a different form of trauma happened. So,
Head trauma. Mostly.
yes, lots of head trauma for poor Taffy.
I
Yes.
just remember ripping out the arrow.
Just puked all down Caslin's side.
Sorry, Caslin.
It's
And
okay.
If I remember correctly, the image we
I've
left off
eaten
with
worse.
was Wimble
Oh.
staring out at the Tafaxi, blood dripping down from his hand as Caslin was whisking Taffy back into the keep. We had Steno checking out the rogue who decided it was much better to be in the cell than
Out in
attempt
the
to deal
world
with
her.
than attempting to deal with the Chilaxian nobleling himself. And then, a dwarf and Demos having a heart-to-heart on what to write to his mother.
This dwarf judging him on his choices of what to write.
But was he wrong?
He wasn't, but Don't tell someone what to write to their parent.
Delos
Jeez.
doesn't believe in postage. Cancel Deimos. 2K21.
Threw the letter in the mail, didn't add postage.
I believe, as the dwarf had said, basically letting state secrets go left and
That
right.
sounds like something somebody very privileged and oblivious would do. You need to
Check your
pay
privilege.
postage for...
So
How much could a banana cost?
so
$10?
so Deimos.
Jules, here's a statement I haven't made in a little while.
Hmm.
Roll to check your privilege.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
DC 25.
17.
Oh,
What do you add to that? Constitution?
Society?
We'll basically go with a charisma check.
Oh, okay. So just a flat charisma check. Let's see here.
So that'd be
That's a
21.
Yeah, 21.
That's a standard failure, not a critical failure.
Aw.
You will be taking -2 on your interactions with
Horrible.
non-humanoid races.
He's not even human. Well, he's
I said
partially
He's a
humanoid.
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 He's partially humanoid.
No, he is a humanoid.
Yeah.
Oh,
wait, non-humanoid races, so
he's partially human.
Dragons.
dragons and
Bear
unicorns
things.
and
Anandi?
Anandi.
Aw.
I like to think of it as
Says
things that
something
don't have opposable
stupid to
thumbs.
her.
Bugbears?
Bugbears have opposable thumbs, I would
But are they
think.
humanoid?
So
Yeah, I think
mean-
so.
I mean, raccoons have opposable thumbs.
Hang on.
So,
you could
Raccoons
say
are the cutest thing on the
you
planet.
could say dragonoid, goblinoid. What's
Turn
that
on
sound, Taffy?
Slidey thing.
I want a raccoon.
No.
I just wake up out of the coma that the arrow put me in. Kathleen, I want a raccoon.
No.
Why do you want the raccoon?
No.
Am I not fey enough for you?
I want a raccoon pet.
Humanoid creatures reason and
I can
act
skin
much
you
like
one.
humans. They typically stand upright and have 2 arms and
just
2
starts
legs.
crying.
That's humanoid.
Yes.
Taffy's had a rough go of it.
Taffy needs a nap and a cake.
I don't
Lots
know
of
if
cake.
your little direwolf or whatever Ward would
Yeah.
appreciate having a raccoon around.
Now that I think about it, you're probably right. Luna would probably eat it before. Well, I don't
Luna and
know.
Greaves.
Not if I explained it, because she is a rational sentient
true.
creature.
That's
So if I just say this is our friend, not food.
Fish
Snack?
are friends, not food.
Snack?
No, it's not snack.
Snack.
You've been hanging.
Oh, yeah,
out
when
with
did these
She
the-
words
may
start talking?
she may attempt to
Snack.
hang out with it in the same way that my dog attempts to hang out with my cat, which is body check. It's only Freya and the cat. Bridget does not care that this animal exists, despite the fact that he will hang on her, nibbling on her. So, positives.
So I think let's go ahead and start by checking in with Taffy and Kazlin.
Mm-hmm.
So again, Kazlin is covered in yuck.
Oh.
Taffy has
And probably
just
blood, too.
And a lot of blood, I would
Yeah.
imagine.
Taffy's head wound its bleeding has stopped, and y'all are heading towards the Citadel. What is y'all's plan of action?
Taffy's still unconscious, right?
No,
No, Taffy was conscious because
she?
Taffy let loose a couple spells.
yes.
Is Alec free yet?
She did cast heal on herself, I remember that.
Oh.
And then I think I threw a magic missile at... Did I throw it at the Tafaxi?
I mean, that's
Right.
the only other option.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I threw a magic missile at the Tafaxi.
Okay, so you're awake, but not doing great.
Not doing great.
Okay. So, probably I would think we would be just hoofing it back to the castle expeditiously. Probably not saying a lot.
No.
Probably not a lot of words being spoken.
Nope.
Kaslin is not a man of many words.
And Taffy
It's not a situation
is,
of a lot of words right now at this point, I think.
And so as y'all are beginning to head back, y'all hear this ripping and tearing as he actually rolls like a 19 plus his athletics to finally
Fucking
get
finally,
through.
Alec. God.
And you just hear like this snapping of vines and the kind of scrambling up. And Kazlin, as you approach, you see Alec coming up from a prone position. He looks like he practically like climbed up the last of the steps on hands and knees to try to get out there earlier. And he's looking forward, even a little bit out of breath considering he just did like this massive exertion. Kazlin,
Walk and talk.
is there any more danger?
No, it hasn't been neutralized, but I don't think it's a threat right now.
I'll cover you. Go.
Aw. Sorry. I don't know what to say, so.
Just
And
come
so-
on. You don't need to cover me. Just come on.
So he lets you take the first steps going down. What on earth happened? I guess what on Galerion happened.
I don't know yet. We'll have to find out.
Taffy's not going to say anything yet, though. She's still a little shell-shocked.
She did pull an arrow out of her brain.
Let's imagine that it just clipped the skin here and not her brain.
Caslin, do I see bone there? I see bone there, Caslin. Why do I see Taffy's skull?
Taffy does one of these and she covers up the wound.
I think we need a Deimos. Actually, no. We need a potion. Taffy, take this. And he hands you a moderate healing potion.
What's the...
That is the 3d8 plus 10.
Yeah.
Drink.
3 plus 10?
Yep.
33.
Nice.
That
is
is
nice.
That is a good set on 3d8s.
Oh, yeah.
So as you drink you feel that revitalization. There's a little bit more color coming to your skin. We'll have to get Demos to take care of the rest to prevent a scar. But how did this happen?
We can talk about it when we get back into the keep.
Yes, Shay.
I would like to interrupt something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get hero points.
You're right. You did not get hero points.
Yeah, Medvic, you stinty goblin butthead.
That's because I didn't hit the hero point vault yet. I really do like the bag we have our hero buttons in. It's got a big dragon on it. It's like it's guarding all of the hero points.
One of these days we're going to shiv Chris and steal all the hero points.
What did I say? 32?
33.
33.
Maybe Medvic will have a chance to get them back, but we shall see. So, with Alec having given the potion, so Caslin, where are you wanting to head to? You have command of the situation. What's your thought process?
Well, I think the most direct way is just to go back in the area where we came. So back through that back door and up through the keep.
Okay, no. So you can you're down going through the hall. There's still quite a bit of commotion as you've got a couple goblins who are scurrying back and forth.
Guard that door.
Yes, sir. Wait, which door? And he points to like one of the 4 doors coming out of the hall.
The one that we came through. That's what I was thinking, that we were still in that area. Just that door.
The secret one.
Well, it's not a secret anymore, I guess. But
Oh.
yeah, sure.
Was it the sign?
The
What?
sign that says secret door.
Yeah.
Yeah, take that sign down.
Oh,
We don't need that.
yes, Caslin. And so they begin. We had a couple people who couldn't find it properly.
Or at least, if you want to put like black typeface over a black background, that'll probably be kind of cool.
We just invented black chalk too.
Oh, God.
What?
It's perfect.
Wait,
We'll
isn't that
begin
just
right
crap?
away. They begin, so they get a couple folks over there, and then you have one that you obviously know who is scurrying to go try to find chalk to be able to properly mark it so that the sign is no longer there. Then you see one of the other ones who obviously is the one with the higher intelligence score, basically like take the edge of like one of his compatriots' garbs, and he's actually rubbing off the white chalk that's there, who's pointing out where the door's at.
I love the goblins, but they're not very smart.
We don't keep them because they're smart.
We keep them because they're pretty.
We keep them because they're bodies.
What?
Because they're bodies. You know, they're expendable.
Oh. No, that's not why we have them, Caslin.
No, that's not Caslin. That's
Zach,
me.
that's not why we have them.
Caslin's aware that
How dare you?
Aw.
All right. So, Caslin, you make it up to the courtyard, and then you're into the entryway into the courtyard, because you know that there's the part of the battlements that goes up, then the stairs that y'all are coming up from, and then the entry into the keep proper. So,
Does
do you want to
Caslin
head
see
into...
that scene of absolute carnage?
Well, at the moment, that is in the actual front part of the
that's
keep,
right.
and down by several doors. And so, while Caslin is kind of up and moving across Demos, so kind of remind everyone, what's the content of this letter that you and the dwarf are composing here?
If I recall it, basically summarized to, I'm safe, quit sending people after me, I'll come home in like, I think the dwarf made him give a time frame. I think it wound up being like a year.
All right, laddie. Now, the last thing you need to do is seal it.
Oh my God, he's getting postage information from a dwarf.
now
He's getting posted.
Deimos is half elf, right?
Yeah.
His mom is the human, right?
No, they're both half elves actually. Both of his parents are half elves.
Okay, so because like
It's just this extension of half elves.
I don't see an actual like a full on elf being that concerned about it.
No.
No.
Like that's very much the human trait in her, being all like.
She is very type A.
Because, as soon as I come back and this is not properly sealed, they're just going to send stronger ones.
Fine. He's gonna...
And
Yep.
let's be honest, if they send my captain down here, even the beautiful lass with the great sword is not going to stand much of a shot.
You say that. He's gonna get the stuff together
Do
down.
not
seal the-
challenge the dwarf.
Now, can
Gonna
Kazalin
seal it.
be walking in wherever Deimos is at this point, and I want to hand Deimos
Taffy.
Taffy and get blood all over that letter.
Oh no.
Oh no!
You bastard.
So, when Kazalin checked out the kitchen area, it was basically sees the open doors leading in through, which makes it really easy to track folks because it's really only the open doors out towards there.
Stano did kick a door off the hinges.
And Kazalin, so the scene before you is macabre at its most gracious description, because you see on the floor a fallen human, a dwarf on his knees, head to head with Deimos, composing a letter, surrounded by fallen unconscious goblins who have been bleeding out. 2 goblins who are not yet been cleaned up and have profusely bled on the floor. And so really the 2 are composing a letter
Amidst
in
all
a
of this
dry
turmoil.
patch of this turmoil.
I would have liked to think that Deimos would at least have healed those around him.
Everyone is stable who is alive.
Yeah.
But no one's been brought up to full yet. No one's been first aided at this point. Everyone is essentially stable. And it is this dwarf
Oh,
with
that
this
cleric
kind
is
of ruddy
stabilized, by
beard
the way.
who's got scars, especially a couple really fresh ones, like one like right in the throat. It's just this
The human
big red
cleric?
ugly scar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the human. You see that the cleric is in a set of mail and plates with this giant rent, and just this. You see, it looks like his collarbone's been recently broken, just unconscious and knocked out. There, you can obviously see Steno's handiwork in a lot of what's there.
Taffy's gonna wriggle free as they come into the room.
Okay,
She's gonna start going around and doing medicine checks.
do you have? So each medicine check, if you don't have the ones that reduce the time, so each person is an hour.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if you want to do a rapid heal quickly, then you would want to go ahead and expend your
I already used the heal
spell.
slot.
When Taffy does come in, Deimos is going to completely ignore the door for a moment because he hasn't seen her yet and was panicked about her.
She's mostly healed at this point.
He's
covered in blood.
He's just going to bolt up and
And probably dirt and tears. But
And vomit.
Oh yeah, Kazalin
Yeah.
has got a reek going on here.
he's going to really quickly come over and give her a hug. It's like, what? Where'd you wind up going?
I'm gross, don't. And she's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
push
probably
away.
gross too. Calm down.
Yeah, Deimos is covered in blood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Deimos is a little.
he
on
got
the-
slashed into pretty hard. But he got worried about you. He's giving you a hug.
I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'll explain when everybody's here.
Okay, I'm apparently sending a letter to my mom because that's totally what I need to do right now.
What?
It's why they're fucking here. Because of my mom.
Okay.
He's going to get the stuff to go ahead and grab the letter to seal it.
The fact that all these goblins are dead because of your mom is not lost on Kazal.
Yeah,
he's very much
Yeah.
aware
he's
of that
not,
connection right
he's
now.
not
and,
into this situation either.
She's gonna cast Pillar of Water because fuck this noise, and she's gonna walk into it and then walk in.
Oh, right in the room, Taffy.
So
Well, it's gonna
Stano's-
wash away
this
a lot
big
of
Stano's
blood.
gonna walk in right
yeah, but
as
he's
that
got
happens.
a letter.
so this pillar of water comes up. So Taffy, you see, she's finally done with it. She gets set down by Deimos on all of this, and just kind of taking a look and seeing this pillar of water comes up. All of a sudden, did you include the goblins in there or not?
No,
Well, so if you
Bodies.
remember the front foyer entry of this area,
the doors are open though, right?
correct, the doors are open, but the size of this front foyer is the widest portion of it is about 30 foot wide. and then it tapers down to the front gate, which is a space that's approximately about 20 foot at the front end with the 10-foot wide
Max
door
radius
entries.
of 15, so she would have narrowed it down to a 5-foot square.
Okay, so you pick a square
And this
where
is
no one's
technically indoors, right?
in. Correct.
And only as tall as the room.
Right, but again, as we established, the water has to go somewhere, right?
Right, so it's going to wash all the blood out of the room.
So
Or
this,
the
all-
bodies
this
along
water
with it.
starts going.
Okay,
Taffy
maybe.
steps in, and the rug, which was already stained with blood, all of the things,
Hopefully that'll wash some of the blood away.
the stones are now filling up the crevices as the water begins basically flowing out the door, and you see this crimson tide of water begin cascading down, and Demos, having left his letter on the ground,
Oh,
and it's now beginning to float, the ink running, the seal left, and
Guess
the
I gotta
dwarf
do
is
that
like,
again.
well, we're going to have to redo that one.
Shut
and
up.
Stano walks in right as this one, just like, well, at least it wasn't a good rug.
She floated my letter.
In mud and blood
Hi, Taffy.
and vomit. The rug can be fixed.
I'm glad to see that you're back.
It's been a long day.
It has.
Davos, I'll write the letter for you.
No, it needs to be in my hand.
What was this about you spilling state secrets?
I didn't think I was spilling any state secrets, but... it's not
Well,
what
you
they're
see,
telling me.
technically, he's not supposed to be away from the college right now. You see, he worked a couple things out with his professors that you're supposed to be taking a couple of these classes, and instead, you're running around trying to free a bunch of slaves on the coast. And you were trying to get some extra credit out of it.
Is that
And
what
because
were
you
doing?
aren't doing that, and you're here gallivanting around with the most saucy of Chalaxian noblesses with swords, well,
She is pretty saucy.
Saucy is not the words I mean, you're very pretty.
Mm.
Yeah, we're not going to start that right now.
and then broadcasting to everyone, not even magically sealing or sending any of the... I mean, they told you better when you were going through the finals finishing schools, didn't they?
Do they have finishing schools in the door?
When it comes to...
Technically.
When it comes to mommy and daddy participating in big government, that's my understanding. Even I had to go through a class to make sure I knew how not to say the wrong things. Which, fuck that class, they never meant one like you, lass, eh? But it's a rare breed of someone who can go ahead and smile at you with the sword going on, and then run around and put a heel in the right space. What?
What?
an admirer.
I really am.
Yeah,
Yes.
he really likes her.
You know she's taken though, right?
It's not like you could defend her.
Oh,
I mean, I can't either.
we all just turn and look.
Yeah, the dwarf. Even Alec at the back end of this kind of looks to Caslin at that one. And she's like, no, that sounds about right.
Poor
In
Alec.
any case, your rogue is currently, I
Locked
will say
himself.
this, he jailed himself.
He kind of was a bit of a coward. I mean, most of the elves tend to be after a while.
Right.
Shots fired at Elvenkind.
Well, don't you know the story where the Earthfall happens and they all just bastard themselves off to another planet?
Is there like an actual like up goblin around near her?
As y'all kind of begin coming back around, there's some behind you as they are kind of gawking and looking.
Right. One of you go get Yagi, and another one of you go get Ardwena. On the double.
Yes, Where's Luna?
You want to call out for Luna?
Yes.
So,
Do you have a specific dog call that you'd like to display for everybody to hear?
Here, Luna. Here, good girl. Come here, Luna.
So the as that comes down, you have Luna and then Greaves,
Right on Luna's butt.
and it's a weird spot because you would expect them to come in from the keep. You basically kind of hear a yipping, barking sound, and then suddenly they're dropping in front of the open door.
That's not a place for...
And
Kobolds.
from what you can tell, it seems as though they've leapt from the battlements, and you're not quite sure exactly how wargs can make climb checks, but they have made it down the front edifice of the keep and have entered in through the front door. and they, as soon as they come in, they immediately start growling, and they are trained on the dwarf and as well as the very unconscious human on there.
Greaves down.
Luna, I need a hug.
Enough.
Luna stops her growling, comes over, and begins nuzzling Taffy.
Aww. Taffy's just gonna bury her face in Luna's fur and just cry.
And then Luna then kind of, with that, turns around and makes sure that Luna positions herself between Taffy and the dwarf.
Greaves, go find Renali.
And at this point, like, everyone almost entirely in the keep begins kind of congregating in, and you've got essentially everyone pretty much within the keep, goblins with different types of weaponry. Y'all's entire entourage is now sitting here, and you've got an unconscious human, some very unconscious goblins.
Demos, will you start working on the goblins, please?
Yeah, the letter can wait. Freaking just do the letter.
I'm sorry.
He's gonna start working on everybody.
Taffy, you need to get to bed.
I want my Renali.
That's why I've sent for her.
And so as things kind of begin calming down, Yagi comes in, immediately begins helping with organizing the goblins. You see her come in and see that 2 of her tribe members are slain. And you see that she is immediately visibly angry. Is there anything you want to do before I describe what Yagi is about to do?
We can't kill him.
Which one?
Either of them. It's an international incident.
Yeah, they have to go back to Andron.
Walking?
What?
Walking?
Yes, they can walk.
You could probably hamstring the cleric. He can still do his job without being able to walk good.
Yes,
One
but I
moment,
don't want to
Yagi.
start an entire international incident with my own country.
Stana's gonna go over, grab one of the dwarves' axes, kind of heft it around, look him in the eye, immediately dismiss him, and then give it to Yagi.
Huh. I think it's
This is our clan. You came into our home and decimated our people.
it's a little big for her.
Yagi, do you find it uncomfortable?
So Yagi takes it, he kind of looks at it back and forth. I think we can take it to Dana Breachel and get the rune stripped off of it.
Fantastic.
I mean, other than that, who wants to use a smelly dwarf weapon? Oh,
Fantastic.
Rough.
Alec, can we go ahead and put this on the pile? Yes, Yagi, we can put it on the pile.
Oh, so you're paying her instead of letting her harm the cleric. Restitution that way.
Yes, it is blood guilt. You know, we could probably make use and repair that armor on the cleric, too.
Also, I will
Cleric's
say,
don't need it.
Stano is probably, quite obviously, though she's trying not to make it as obvious, avoiding eye contact with Alec.
Yes.
Oh, no.
All right, Dwarfy. Out. Strip. It's a little bit public, don't you think? There's nothing that you have that hasn't been seen by someone before. Lord knows all your little toddlers run around that way.
Taffy is a gnome, Sid.
I know! That's why it's so offensive!
Well, this isn't how I expected to open up for the lady, but if that's what we need to do...
Stano's walking out of the room.
Oh.
Deimos doesn't want to be there, but he is.
And so, Taffy is carried off by Renali. You have Arduena at Stano's
Everybody's
heels.
carrying her around.
Kaslin, what are you wanting to do in this melee?
Melee?
Yeah, there's plenty. Like, there's a dwarf stripping. You've got goblins
You mean
pulling a human out of
Oh.
his armor. You've got a poor rogue who's basically doing the equivalent of clang, 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 clang in the jail.
Stano and Arduino are, like, literally in the next hallway talking about things.
I think Kazalin is going to talk to.
I imagine Deimos is healing everybody and then rewriting his letter.
I think he's gonna like follow Steno out and kind of bring up the impending security issues that we now face with possibly other worlders trying to get in and steal Taffy, plus this whole mess with Deimos and everything.
We knew that Deimos's issues were a mess. I didn't think it'd go this far.
I think it sort of just exposes how unsecure this place is when we're not here.
That's true. But unfortunately, we can't be here at all points. We do still have to wrap up in the Mwangi. We also have to move forward with other bits.
Should we hire some mercenaries?
Is there a band you trust?
I trust somebody who will take my money for services.
That's true.
And willing to be overseen by Al.
If I had my old... Arduena, do we know anything about the old guard team?
My lady, I don't think we could get them through Cheliax properly, much less quick enough.
Oh, that's true.
Plus, without your leadership, I don't believe many of them are willing to stick around Sulius's type. They might have become mercenaries on their own.
See, hiring them would be perfect. I trust them innately. But no. If we can locate a mercenary team, you raised a good point.
The goblin training has been going along relatively quickly. They did step up and bravely defended.
They did, but they...
Despite his bluster, that dwarf, while not as skilled as you, would have been enough to pretty much cleave through most any castle set of defenses.
That's true.
He did ram down the door by himself like a siege engine.
And I'm going to need to...
It just
Arduena,
seems that...
please make a note for me to contact, Tuskwood.
Ah, yes, for the door repairs.
Yes.
Taffy's gonna sneak over, like having gotten away from Bernali again.
But outside of the obvious part of it, I have no idea how to protect from somebody from the first world.
You won't have to worry about her for a while.
You sure?
Yeah.
Also for a while. What's a while?
Damn it, Naomi, where the hell'd you go?
Who's yelling that? Bernali?
Yeah,
Renali.
you snuck away.
She's not been pleased with you lately.
Well,
You don't go bleeding and then run!
I've gotta get this taken care of.
Is it a while for the first world or a while for us?
For the first world, it could be a second.
I hate this all so much.
For the first world, the time works weird. But for us, it'll probably be weeks, months, years. It just depends on her, really. But she doesn't usually back-to-back attack me or come after me. How much do you all know about gnomes?
Santa roll a society check for that?
Yeah.
That's 31.
You know the legends about gnomes coming from the first world. You know about the rough population density of gnomes across Chilaxian provinces and that kind. You know they're not terribly rare. You know that they have very eclectic societies.
Well, aside from being just drifters of a sort, we like to travel, we like to journey, we like to learn. It's kind of a natural imperative that we have to do those things. If we don't, we get bored. And if we get bored for long enough, we start to bleach. She takes off her gloves. They're tattered and messy anyway, so she takes them off and wiggles her fingers, and you can see that the whitening effect that's been happening to her is now down to like here, so past the first knuckle into her palm. The Tafaxi, as she called herself after the deal, and Wimble, on my behalf, made a deal. When Wimble found me, I was much further along in the bleaching process than I am now. Having lost my master, no family to turn to, no one I knew, especially after coming back hundreds of years later, he realized that he would lose me pretty quickly if I didn't have a backup plan. So he made a deal with the Tafaxi, and she has, at the time, she agreed readily that she would shoulder the burden of my bleaching and hold it at bay until such a time that Wimble and I agreed to not worry about it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Only, it's been a really long time. I mean, as far as her presence of time goes, for me it's only been a couple years. But she's already bored with holding my bleaching at bay. And so she wants Wimble to break the deal, or end it, and will do it by whatever means she deems necessary, even if it means killing me. Though that would be kind of to her detriment, because our lives are bound. If I die, she dies, vice versa. Because of the deal.
So if we kill her, you will die.
Yes. But she's also not stupid, and she doesn't really want to die. So the fact that she attacked me like that means that she was probably panicking. And if she was panicking, it's unlikely that she'll be back anytime soon, because that would be suicidal. So, for now...
She was willing to throw it all away.
Yeah.
So...
Bad vodka.
For now, I guess the bleaching's getting to the point that she can't keep it all at bay anymore, which is probably what really triggered it. She feels like she's failing her contract, and I mean, kind of she is. And there's repercussions for that if she fails, so yeah, that's where the tafaxi comes in. And she looks like me because she thought it would be funny, and yeah.
Why does she have your first name?
Part of the joke, I guess. She thought that calling herself the Tafaxi was hilarious, and that the would like differentiate us somehow, but also make it clear that we're one and the same or something. I don't know. Fae are weird. Present company excluded. Maybe included.
Vodka.
But yeah, so that's where she comes from and why she's here. We won't have to worry about her, and I certainly believe that if we go to the Milwaukee, we'll probably run less of a risk running into her, but no guarantees, no promises. We'll just have to deal with her when she shows up.
So does she have to go back to the first world, or is she still here somewhere?
I imagine she's probably going back to the first world. There is a portal fairly nearby. We could prevent her from coming back by sealing that portal. I think Wimble could do it.
How would that interact with the denizens of the first world, though?
Oh, they wouldn't care.
Would that blocking affect her
Connection with me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, it would just make it harder for her to get here quickly. She could still come through at any point in time, and she could reopen it even if she wanted.
Then I don't see the point in extending the force for it. Well, we'll take you at your word, Taffy.
Okay.
You should get some sleep.
Yeah, Renali's gonna kick my ass if I don't go.
Yeah.
You bet your Nomi behind!
Renali.
What happened to Renali?
She is angry.
She's just over it.
She's so over it. Taffy is considering sending her back to the Milwaukee.
Oop.
And, like, for her own protection.
Well, at the moment, Renali is marching in, grabbing Taffy by the back collar, and is hauling her back out to the room.
Walk. It's fine.
But at the moment, you're being drugged.
We'll send supper up soon,
You
Renali.
bed now.
Okay.
Arduino, I'm assuming everybody who works in the kitchen has been alerted that they can return.
Yes, lady.
Of course.
Before we go back, we need to have Taffy show the guard where this portal is and station some people around it.
Alex, stepping in. That would be the Naiad pool. I don't think the local Fae would be very pleased with many humans being around there. It has its own set of gods, but it is Fae-godded. I mean, unless you'd like to lose yourself in the eyes of a Fae. They are very pretty, but capricious.
Could we work out a deal with them?
We could attempt to negotiate.
That just
Bribery.
seems like a poor decision, Caslin.
No, bribery is definitely a good way to get the Naiads on their side.
What would you even use to bribe a Naiad?
They're Fae. Shiny. Give them jewelry, give them things that they want, and they'll be happy.
If anything, we could establish a line of communication, and they can tell us if something happens.
They probably don't like the Tafaxi. The Tafaxi's kind of mean-spirited anyway, so... Obviously.
Yeah. Arrow to the head says yes.
Then
Up to the
and after that bit of the conversation, Alec begins getting the goblins organized with Yagi, and then getting the two who were slain properly out into the courtyard to begin taking care of the dress and the preparations for them, and begins going about that business, as well as taking the dwarf who is now in his small clothes,
Why
as
don't we
well as
just
the
hire
cleric.
him? I mean, send him back with a letter and then have him come back. We'll pay him.
I want Taffy to really say that to Stano. I want Taffy to really suggest that.
Taffy will.
But at the moment, Taffy is still being hauled off by
She's
Renali.
in bed at this point, probably.
And so Alec fills up 2 more of the cells with a very unconscious though stable cleric, as well as he oddly sauntered by when being drugged by the small knot of y'all trying to have your conversation. The dwarf,
Stana did not pay attention. She was too busy talking to Arduana.
And the worst part is that just to make sure he got some attention, he made sure that he somehow got Arduana to look up, and then kind of even winked at her a little bit.
Arduana, please.
You attract some of the weirdest people, my lady. It was this bad in Cheliax, too.
It was.
Are you sure it's not because of the fascination with Hell Knights?
Arduana.
Just saying. They were always a little weird.
So, Arduana, how was Nemet's visit?
Stressful. Very stressful. Then there was the negotiations, then the fights back and forth. The time you nearly killed
the
Alec.
fights?
Well, you see, Nemet was very much an agent for your parents.
As he usually is.
Yes, and his general plan was just to go ahead and marry you off to the initial suggestion was a Pasandi, and that wasn't going to go over very well. Apparently there were some favors out there. And then there was the fight back and forth on how that was going to work, and then whether or not your position here would end up actually leading to a legal precedent for the Salazars to be able to take over Isker. And it was very stressful. There was a lot of negotiation back and forth. Alec had surprisingly held off pretty well.
Sounds like you had a great time.
Your family is quite conniving.
We're Chilaxian, Caslin.
That's what they're good at.
From somewhere. What in the same?
Always has been.
So it was contentious. Yes, see, the thing is the reason that y'all needed to stay down below the keep is because at that point Nemet was willing to marry you off immediately to go ahead and bring you back to resolve the problems and keep the estate from being sold off when it was.
Murdered him.
Right, but he was willing to get murdered to make sure that to prevent the family assets from being sold the way they are. By you not being on the premise at the time, it meant that Pasandi couldn't actually be married to you, and...
I've never even met the Pasandis.
Well, it's not like that would have stopped your brother anyway.
No, it's very true.
And so we got it from being done under an Asmodean church to being done by at least a neutral party, and then from being done to a neutral party, we got it switched over to Alec because we figured Alec was better than a Pasandi.
You're going to get married to Alec?
He did ask, right?
Taffy comes back.
Taffy,
I need to be in on this conversation.
Just kidding.
Arduana-
Renella's probably got her webbed down to the bed at this point.
You're not going anywhere.
Splooch.
Oh.
you are going to say yes, right?
Arduana?
You know, this is the last time before your parents start getting really serious. You saw the armor they sent.
You know who I should have married? I should have just married Lucian.
You could have just married Lucian. But the thing is that Lucian didn't happen to come with an armor that happened to be worth, I don't know, tens of thousands of gold. They sent your whole dowry upstairs.
I'm aware.
And if you don't accept
none of them have ever done this with Corvius. And Corvius is literally the eldest.
Yeah, but they don't like Corvius as much, and you know it.
Rough!
You're the favorite child.
That's very true, Arduana. Thank you.
Your father has always doted on you.
Yes. And Nemeta's mother's favorite.
And look,
And I will murder him.
and if you don't put on that ring
I will
and
not.
get the ceremony done, you won't even be able to use the armor. It'll
I will
just be
not
stolen.
be the first Chilaxian child to kill one of their siblings.
That's more of a decision for you.
But do you actually want to kill your sibling?
No, I love my siblings dearly.
I mean, you could say no, we can send the armor back. All Alec has to do is put the rings together and it'll go away.
So anyway, we do need to make our way back into the Mwangi, Arduana.
Yes.
Procrastination.
So we'll be staying for the night and then probably leaving out rather early in the morning.
Oh, poor Ellen.
Well, I imagine there's a set of preparations you'd like us to do for you.
For someone so noble, she sure is good at avoiding responsibility.
I'm not there. I can't say
Caslin, what's
anything.
your responsibility to your family?
I don't have a family.
No, not at all.
Well,
Thinking about that, Ardwena, did Mother send along a letter in regards to the inquiries that I made about Caslin's family?
what?
Give me a society check.
Oh no! This is a thing I did technically do. That is a 22.
Is it an opposed society check?
No, but it is against a DC for some of the things that have happened. So, Caslin has never provided his surname.
No, he hasn't.
So,
And I think, because I think I actually gave you the letter in regards
Yeah.
that she mentioned it. She said she only had his name.
so with that amount, Ardwena kind of she tries to condense a little bit of information down from that. Because there were an awful lot of political prisoners pulled from some of the Corvosan setups. And with what kind of happened with records that were going on when Ravenel went through its thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's two whole adventure paths about everything that deals with Ravenel becoming a place. Records are still a little hard, even for Chilaxian nobility to properly track down.
So the answer is no.
What you do know is that you have found out that you can't get what family Caslin is associated with. But you did find out that the moniker of the Corvosan is very deep in when it comes to... The moniker of the Corvosan is very much associated with slave liberation.
Oh, well, nothing I didn't know already.
So that's... Sorry, Caslin. That's kind of what she knows.
Again, nothing that I couldn't figure out already.
I mean, you've left a pretty good wake in your path on the way up here. You freed a lot of people.
Aw, Caslin's a good person.
Which, did you tell her, by the way?
It's come up.
Okay.
Wait, tell her what?
About the deal with Krink? And where our staff is coming from and why it hasn't been draining the treasury?
What?
Pardon?
Oh, you haven't had that conversation yet.
It didn't seem
Ardwena?
imperative at the time.
Yes, my lady?
Caslin will not be forthcoming with this, but you
Oh.
will be.
Society check.
Ardwena's a halfling, right?
Yes.
Oh, that would explain the society check. She's
Oh,
not going
boy.
to out her own people.
15.
She rolled worse.
Aw.
Well, Krink has been very instrumental in helping new people into town locate occupational services while they're passing through. And we've taken advantage of that labor. And working with Alec, it's been very instrumental in making sure that the kitchens are running properly, that we get everything. There's a lot of work that goes
So
into
we're
the castle.
employing escaped slaves.
I don't hate
Yes.
this.
I don't hate this either. Not that I'm here.
Well, I mean,
Tied to my
technically,
bed.
if we talk about what's on the books, what we're doing is we're employing people newly immigrated from Cheliax and other parts of the realm.
Interesting.
You see, there's absolutely no record of slaves being within the Citadel.
Or former slaves.
Ardwena,
Yes, my lady.
listen.
You never asked for their papers,
No, I didn't. Because I trust you.
and we're getting a great deal.
But if Krink Twiddleton steps foot in this citadel, I will know, and I will end him.
Why are you against him?
Hate him.
You know, he's
Oh,
really
it's just the
mellowed
old
out.
one. The old Okay, that's fine.
What?
He's really
You didn't
mellowed
like him in the
out.
first place.
The whole part where, you're beginning to employ some of his rescuees and
Ardwena, I walked into that shop, and he followed me at my heel and would not stop talking.
Right, that's
Where do you think
because you
that
look like a
cheese you
giant
eat comes
pile of
from?
money to him. Because you were a giant pile of money to him. Now you happen to be operating an organization that is helping free his people from a lot of the things that your peers tend to do to his family members.
Ardwena, do you have new opinions about it?
New opinions? Like I'm saying, he's mellowed out.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're expecting me to blow up about this or be angry. I'm not. I'm merely amused.
Oh yes, amused. It's been a while. I mean, because normally there's the standard set of the scowl, and then why on earth am I? Oh yes, that's because Alec popped the question to you, and you haven't told them an answer yet.
Nothing. Oh, yes, you gave me an order. I'm going to go about and take care of that now.
Thank you, Artwina.
Yes, my lady.
Oh my.
So you're getting married.
Demos, don't you have a letter to write?